Hello guys and welcome to one more Play It Right. Today we're gonna have a look at Fortresses and Clans by Red Joker. Fortresses and Clans is a fast and strategic card game for 2 players set in the medieval fantasy worlds of endless siege warfare. To win, a player must breach both the inner and outer ramparts of their opponent's fortress before storming the keep to capture the opposing clan's leader. You'll have to draft your army cards with your opponent, place them on the good spots on your own fortress, and then activate them by using your clan cards wisely. So let's see the setup of the game and get to know the basic components. We can also use this playmat over here. Each player chooses a set of 6 ramparts and one of the 4 clans, each having a different special ability. Players get a clan leader card and the 6 associated clan cards, which represent other senior members of the clan who will be sent to relay orders to the clan's forces. Each member of a clan also has their own special ability. Each player places their 6 ramparts in 2 rows of 3 to represent their inner and outer ramparts. From here, from the keep, the clan leader marshals his forces. The army cards placed on the keep card represent reinforcements that may be called upon during the deploy phase of the game. The number of those army cards determines the integrity of each of a player's ramparts. The players agree between them about the integrity of the keeps for the game. It is recommended that players learn to play with an integrity of 3, but they can go for 2 if they want a shorter game or for 4 if they want a longer one. This is the command area, which allows the player to activate a column or a battle line. You also place the army deck, which contains the mercenaries who will be hired to attack an opponent's fortress. This is the assault area, where army cards are deployed in an attempt to breach an opponent's ramparts. You also have the timeline, and each space on it represents 1 hour. Players will move their time token back and forth along the timeline depending on their actions or clan abilities. And last, there are the structure tokens, which represent structural damage to the integrity of ramparts by war machines. Starting with the first player, each player takes turns drawing an army card and places it face down on top of their keep card until they have a number of army cards equal to the agreed integrity of the game. With the exception of the first round of the game, the player who lags further behind on the timeline will be the attacker, while the furthest ahead will be the defender. Now let's see how a round goes. First, you hire mercenaries by drafting. The defender draws 6 army cards from the army deck, chooses 1 and passes the remaining 5 to the attacker. The attacker chooses 3 of the 5 army cards and places the remaining 2 in the discard pile. Before deploying them, players may exchange cards in their hands with the reinforcement cards. The attacker deploys their 3 army cards to the ramparts, and the defender does the same for their 1 army card. There are 4 possible locations to deploy army cards in the ramparts. The war machine cards may only be deployed to emplacements at the top of the ramparts, while the troops may only be deployed to barracks at the foot of the ramparts. If a player doesn't have enough free spaces to deploy their army cards, they can discard any cards from their hand instead and move the time token as many spaces back as the number of cards they discarded. Alternatively, they can replace and discard army cards already deployed with ones from their hand, and this does not affect the timeline. Then you prepare your units. First, the attacker places 1 clan card in one of their command areas to activate the units in 1 column or 1 battle line. Placing their clan card face up immediately activates its effect and moves their time token 3 spaces along the timeline. If they place the card face down, then the effect is not triggered and they advance their time token along the timeline by 2 hours. The attacker tilts any army cards in the active column or battle line they wish to activate this round. The game calls this tapping, and they announce any effects they're using. For each army card they activate in this manner, they move the time token forward 1 hour on the timeline. And now the battle begins. First, we have the war machine bombardment. Each of the attacker's tapped war machines bombards the defender's rampart directly opposite their position, and each attack automatically deals a structure token to the defender's targeted rampart. The defender selects a single war machine on the rampart being bombarded and makes a counterattack against the attacker's rampart opposite, and deals a structure token. After the bombardment comes the assault, and it starts with the charge. All of the attacker's activated troops are moved to the assault area in front of their current position. In each assault area to have received troops during the charge, the attacker compares the total might of all their troops in that assault area with the integrity of an opponent's rampart facing them. If the total might is less than the rampart's integrity, then the assault is repelled and nothing happens. If the total might is equal to or greater than the defender's rampart's integrity, it is overwhelmed and flipped to its breached side. In this example of a game with integrity 3, the defender's side is brought down to 2 because of the structure token, so the rampart is breached as the total might of troops is 3. The assault ends immediately, and the attacker must discard troops from the assault area with a combined total might equal to the breached rampart's integrity. Any surviving troops remain to the assault area for another attack in a coming turn. Any war machines on a defender's rampart, when it's breached, are discarded. However, troops are placed in the same location of the breach. Note that you cannot breach a rampart by machine bombardment. It has to happen through an assault. In the event of an assault being made against the defender's inner rampart, because the outer one is already breached, the combined total might of any troops the defender may have deployed to the breach is added to the integrity of the inner rampart. When an attacker has breached both the outer and inner ramparts of a column, then she can assault the defender's keep. To capture the defender's keep, its integrity must be equaled or exceeded by the combined total might during a single assault. If the keep was successfully assaulted, then the game continues until the player whose time token is furthest behind on the timeline catches up to their opponents. In this instance, the player only has a short time in which to storm their opponent's own keep before they're forced to swear allegiance to their opponent and losing their clan, their honor, and the game. If both players manage to capture their opponent's keep, the victory goes to the clan with the fewest breaches in their fortress's ramparts. Overall, the game is quick and easy to learn, but it also offers enough tactical challenges. You're usually neck to neck with your opponent, and I believe the variable clan abilities add lots of replayability. So that was Fortresses and Clans. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you enjoy the game.